Hello, lovely souls! Welcome back to the Zesty and Spicy Kitchen. Today, we are taking a fun trip down my memory lane with a recipe for English muffins because it used to be one of my preferred childhood breakfasts. Still, to this day, I cannot refuse a warm, toasty English muffin with a copious amount of salted butter and honey dripping all over because not only it is absolutely delicious, but it also brings me back to simpler times. Back in the days, the English muffins were store-bought, but today we'll make our own because it feeds my obsession with making everything from scratch and because making any type of bread is super rewarding. Have I convinced you yet? Let's get started! First, we'll measure the amount of yeast needed for this recipe and put it aside. In another mixing bowl, melt some room temperature butter in boiling water before dissolving some cane sugar into the mix. Finally, we'll add fridge cold full-fat milk so our liquid reaches the perfect temperature to dissolve the yeast. Add the yeast and get another mixing bowl to measure the quantity of flour needed for this recipe. Just before combining the two, whisk an egg in your liquid, then add the flour. Need to combine. You don't need to overdo it because we'll allow the dough to rest, making it much easier to work with. Once all the flour seems hydrated, which should take no more than 3 to 4 minutes, shape the dough into a ball, cover it, and allow it to rest for 10 minutes. Once that's done, let's knead it a bit, but again, you don't need to overdo it. Kneading the dough for 2 to 3 minutes or until the top of the ball becomes smooth is plenty enough. This time, cover it and allow it to rest for 4 hours. This step will develop the gluten structure and the taste. 4 hours later, look at all these amazing bubbles! Deflate the dough and knead it briefly before shaping it into a ball and flattening it on a well-floured surface. Today, I'm using one of my favorite cookie cutters because this bad boy is made of nylon. This makes it super durable, easy to wash, doesn't rust, and nothing sticks to it. Use said cookie cutter or anything around to cut through the dough and shape between 12 and 15 muffins depending on the size of your cutter. Now, this is important. We will need coarse cornmeal, which you may also find under the name polenta grossa, and we'll sprinkle it generously on a baking sheet. We use cornmeal because it prevents the bread from sticking to the baking sheets during the last rise and to the griddle once we are ready to grill it. It also reduces the bread's contact with the direct heat from the pan, preventing a big crust from forming. Lastly, it also gives the English muffin their classic rustic look and taste. Alright, after shaping all our breads, cover the baking sheet with another baking sheet if you have one, and let the English muffin rest for one last hour. Spark up the griddle, and once an hour has passed, and only when it's piping hot, it's time to grill our English muffins. Gently rotate them into the pan until you get that beautiful golden grilled look. And voila! Bon appétit! Now it's time to get the butter and the honey because you are in for a treat. I hope you enjoyed today's recipe and you get to try it. If you enjoyed today's episode and you would like to see more, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell, and I'm going to catch you in my next one. Bye!